of it being live, and then I opened my email just now just to like check on the things, and we just got asked to be interviewed for Entrepreneur's publishing arm. Entrepreneur Magazine has a publishing arm for books, and they just asked us to be featured in one of their upcoming books.
Nice. So that's an example. By the way, we kind of expected like that there was going to be other stuff off the back of this as well, and like that's just an example of some of the things that happen. It's like once you start doing this, it's like a snowball effect. It's like you start getting a few, maybe you start getting smaller ones, and then gradually start getting bigger publications, right? But then as you start getting bigger ones, then all of a sudden you start getting these opportunities you really never even thought you were going to get. You never even expected.
Yes.
So that's just like a bit of inspiration, and like we love celebrating wins as well on our end. So like we just wanted to share that with you, and just kind of show you that like the proof of concept, we're doing it. This is what happens when you do it.
And this is what happens when you consistently do it. Like we've been doing publicity and media now for years, and like yes, I was in my own way on like big media publications. Like I until this year, or when did you do Entrepreneur? Like late last year.
Yeah.
Late last year, we didn't really go for any big asks. We never pitched Entrepreneur. I would have never pitched Forbes.
Yeah.
And so I know a lot of you have been struggling with putting yourself out there too. Like I've had a lot of conversations around people being like, what does it mean if they say no? And so I just want to encourage you. The only meaning it has is the meaning you assign to it, is the meaning you give to something like that. And I feel like we were holding ourselves back for so long because, what does it mean if they say no? It means no.
Yeah.
That's it. It doesn't mean you as a human aren't worthy of media attention. And I really think, and I know we've been talking a lot about impacting millions, but truthfully, I literally copy and pasted Selena's picture and used it to pitch Forbes. That way it wasn't in my head. I just copy and pasted something that worked, and it eliminated all the feels for me. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think a lot of people here resonate with the fact that like the only person holding us back as individuals is succeeding more than businesses than ourselves. Like that's true. We all know that. But the question of like how do you get out of your way? Like what tools can you use to like get out of your own way so you can actually just create the success without holding yourself back? I think that's a good example. Is like if you talk to someone, they're like, hey, just use this template. It's worked really well. And you kind of like hesitating on making a decision to send an email. Or send this email. And someone's like, oh, just use this one. Like this one worked for me a bunch of times. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. And then you just do it. So you kind of using those tools kind of helps you get out of your own way as well.
Yeah, and I really think that magic happens when you go for it, when you invest in yourself, when you do the work, and when you really you feel the fear and you do it anyway, to use a cliche. Like I was listening to this podcast, it's called the Life Coach School podcast, and I'm not a life coach, but I love this chick, Brooke Castillo, and she was talking about her 3 abundance assets. And it's her brain, her time, and her money. And she said one thing she always prioritizes above all else is her brain, her knowledge, her skills, her creativity, and her ideas, because she knows that if she can just constantly reinvest in her brain, her knowledge, her skills, her ideas, her space, that kind of stuff, she will make more money. And I really believe that when you focus on just doing it, like we leveraged impacting millions for this kind of stuff, like it took all the brain work out of it because I just had that at the ready, and it just allowed me to send it off without worrying about it. And so when you really just dive in and do it, you never know what can happen as a result of it. Like yes, Forbes went live, that's freaking sweet. But now opening up my email and getting asked to be involved in an entrepreneur book or entrepreneur publishing, what am I trying to say? A book for Entrepreneur Magazine. Like, that's so freaking huge. So I just think that magic happens. Oh, hashtag magic happens.
I just want to say I appreciate that comment. That you read the article and you liked it. So I actually read that article and then kind of jazzed it up. So like normally you're kind of like a writer, but I would like consider myself a very good writer or whatever. And so if you're kind of like hesitating on doing say guest posting or anything because you're like, I'm sorry to write, like I want you to know I'm not. Like I was like a C student in English. So I was terrible at English. But it doesn't really matter. Like what matters is that you have a good message that you're willing to share. And the first time you write a piece of content, it'll be the best. But then the second time it's a little bit better, a little bit better, and then all of a sudden like you look back over a period of time, you're like, wow, I'm actually pretty good at writing now.
Brooke said, oh good. So Josh, you can write mine and I'll jazz it up. It's funny you say that, Brooke, because we'll get into this, but we have a thing called pitch edits coming up. So that's kind of exactly what you're talking about. Excuse me. So should we dive in? Thank you for the love on Forbes. Thank you so much. That means the world to us. And thank you for the love on the Entrepreneur book. I really appreciate that. So online content is not a novel. Boom, Michael nailed it.
Can I do a bit of a thought experiment before we dive in? We're going to do 2 things today. One, we're actually announcing to you guys privately our bonus experience for impacting millions, and we're going to like show you. I want to like walk you through the bonuses we've had. This is the best ones that we've done, and we put a lot of effort into this. And I'm really excited to share that with you. Jill's going to walk through that, and then we're going to show you a behind the scenes look at impacting millions. So we have an account. We're going to show you everything in there.
Especially our favorite spots. Also,
there's monkeys running on the roof right now. Just,
if you can hear that, that is literally monkeys, like racing across the roof and fighting. So sorry about that.
Our co-workers for the day, monkeys. So a little thought experiment, and it's a thought experiment that came off the back of a conversation that I've been having for a while now, and it's around like the idea of focus. Yeah. So like I think if people can really like understand the importance of focus and use that as like a fundamental principle of moving forward in their businesses as entrepreneurs, it's going to make a huge difference. So there are tools you can use to increase focus, and this is just a little thought experiment to get the creative juices going with you guys because we want to like deliver some value. Has anyone read the book called Clockwork? So there's a book called Clockwork, and it's by our friends Adrian Dorson and Mike Michalowicz. And Mike Michalowicz is the author behind Profit First, Pumpkin Plan, Toilet Paper. Yeah. So inside that book, if you haven't read it, inside the book, they talk about this concept called, there's 2 things, right? The first thing is like your brand promise. Like what is the promise that your brand is looking to deliver to the world, okay? To your customers in the future, that kind of stuff, right? So our brand promise is employee to entrepreneur. Our brand promise is to help people transition from employee, as many people as we can to go from employee to entrepreneur. We know this is a really important thing in the world because the last 5 years, there have been 4 million manufacturing jobs wiped out in the United States and even more across the world. automation is picking up. People are constantly like going to be losing their jobs. And on top of that, most of us grew up in an institutionalized world where we went to school and we got taught to be cogs in the machine as opposed to thinking for ourselves. So our role.
I'm sorry, I just saw this and I screenshotted it and it's so relevant to what you're talking about. And I didn't realize we were going to talk about this, but this is a time cover right now. It says, I have a master's degree, 16 years of experience, work 2 extra jobs, and donate blood plasma to pay the bills. I'm a teacher in America. Like a teacher used to be a great job you could get, right? Like my parents were teachers. Now they're so low paid and not enough to cover their expenses. Like that's so fucking crazy to me.
Not only that, but like there's conversations. So like the big conversations happening now is like in transportation. The number one employment or the number one job in the United States, most common job in the United States is retail worker. And so you go into like grocery stores and what you're seeing like automation coming there with like automated checkout stands and stuff like. We're moving in that direction, and no one's going to stop it. Right, that's going to happen. So there's going to be millions and millions of people who are going to be out of work and looking for a purpose in their life. We're also seeing a spike in suicide rates. I don't know if you guys knew this, but no, it's a really important conversation. There's the 10th highest, the 10th leading cause of death in the United States is now suicide. Okay, and so everything is moving in this direction, and there is a big need for us to spread this message to help people transition from this institutionalized way of thinking towards thinking for themselves and providing value to the world and having a purpose in their lives. Okay, so that's our brand promise, and we're really passionate about that. And so that's the first thing, we want to serve that brand promise. And so the way you serve that brand promise is through this concept called QBR that they talk about inside Clockwork. And QBR stands for Queen Bee Role, and they took that from, they wanted to look at what are the most efficient organizations in the world. They looked at like the military, they looked at like big companies and all this kind of stuff. They realized the most efficient organization in the world are bee colonies. Bee colonies are like, they just crush everyone else. They're so efficient at what they do. And so they have one queen bee, okay? But the role of the, does anyone know what the role of the queen bee is? What is the queen bee? What is their purpose in the beehive? Type that into comments. I just want to see if anyone has the answer. This is a really good thought experiment, by the way. It's going to get you guys thinking after this as well. Because if you can figure out this QBR, which I'll describe to you in a second, then when you go out and start doing the publicity, you know what type of publicity is going to serve the QBR and therefore serve your brand promise. So it's really important. What is the purpose of the queen bee? What does she do in a beehive? Does anyone know? Does she like eat all the honey?
That's what I would do. That would be my calling all the single ladies. That's what Michael said.
What does she do?
Just answer. No idea. Babies, said Michael.
No, exactly.
She's a baby making machines.
Her role is to lay like
is to make
thousands, millions of eggs, right? Constantly to make more bees, right? And it's the most important part of a bee colony. It's the most important role. To the point where if that queen bee is not doing a good enough job, it's not efficient enough at laying enough eggs, they will literally kill that queen bee and they'll respawn a new queen bee to take over. So the queen bee role is really important. The other thing that happens is, let's say there's like an attack on the beehive. Every bee stops what they're doing to go and protect the queen bee. So the QBR, the queen bee role, is essentially the thing that you have to protect and serve. Like, what is like the thing that if you are focusing primarily on that most of your time on doing that thing, your business will grow. And when you focus less of your time on that, your business will decrease. And once you can identify that, once you can get clear on that, now we can start doing the kind of publicity that will lead towards you serving your QBR and serving the brand promise, which is the most important thing that you have in your business, right? And so for us, we looked at it and we realized that our QBR, it takes a bit of time for you to kind of like decide and figure this out, but our QBR, our queen bee role, is our email list, right? And soon to be our assessment. And so the reason why that's the case is that QBR has to serve your brand promise. So if we can get more people taking our assessment on how to start the right type of business for them, which is soon to be released, and more people coming, our email list growing, right? Then it gives us a chance to really describe to them, to really give people the right information that they need to grow a successful business so they can make the proper transition from employee to entrepreneur. And so therefore, if we know our QBR is to get as many people as we can take into assessment. Now we know the type of publicity. Now we know what type of publicity do we need to do, what type of topics, expert topics we need to create that's going to serve that QBR, that's going to move people towards taking that assessment and therefore serving the brand promise.
And I was actually talking to Adrienne Dorison this morning because she's a good girlfriend of mine. Josh just went to one of her intensives while we were in San Diego. She's very much involved in something we have coming up, which is cool, that I can't wait to tell you about. And she was saying, so she did Impacting Millions as well, like 2 or 3 years ago. And she was saying, like, she got a lot of publicity before she joined Impacting Millions because she had this debt story that went viral and all this stuff. And she quickly learned that she couldn't continue to pitch the same topic over and over again because media outlets were like, but you've already talked about that in Business Insider and Entrepreneur and Fast Company and all this. Like, we want something fresh. And so she joined Impacting Millions because she just didn't know how to continuously come up with story ideas. She's like, well, what else do I have to talk about? It was before she was involved in Clockwork with Mike Michalowicz. And so she joined Impacting Millions to get the story idea workshop, the messaging workshop, all the pitch templates and all that kind of stuff, because you can't just pitch one topic after one, like the same topic after like again and again and again. And so like, yeah, we did how to start the right business for your personality for Forbes, but I can't pitch that every single freaking time because media outlets are like, yo, give me something fresh, you know? So you have to constantly keep coming up with this stuff, which is why we're talking about like this media domination plan, because if you don't have the right support and templates and accountability, like you guys have all shown up in such a sick way in this group, right? But I really wonder if that's because there was this group allowing you to prioritize this stuff, really calling out attention around why you need to prioritize publicity and audience growth, because it does serve QBR for so many people, right? Growing your audience allows QBR to grow in so many ways. And if you don't have that that level of accountability and support and coaching, will you continue to prioritize it? I don't know, you know? And so having those resources just continue to spur ideas, get you out there, get you known, get you business famous, and help you make more money.
So I wanted to get that across to you because it's something that we haven't discussed here, and it's a really fundamental part of it. Because a lot of people might go out, like, I know there's going to be a bunch of people, here's what I do. I know there's going to be a whole bunch of people who are joining Impacting Millions. I know it's going to be the case, right? And so I think like the best thing we kind of give you right now is an opportunity to figure out what your focus is. So when you go out and you will get publicity, it's going to happen. You'll get the kind of publicity that will lead to revenue for your business, because all revenue is just an indicator of value, indicator of the value offering to the world, to your customers. Okay, and so if you are going out, you're getting the wrong type of publicity, you're taking back to millions, and you're the wrong thing, blah, 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 then it's not going to lead towards revenue, and therefore it just means that you're not really providing as much value in the world, right? And so I just think it's such a good thought experiment. And if you don't have that book, it's called Clockwork, all one word. I recommend getting it for sure. It's going to be huge for you.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm just saying this right now, but actually I'll say it in a second. Okay.
What? I want to know.
So let's start with our bonus experience.
Yeah. Okay. So as we've been talking about, we're so excited about this because, like we've been saying, we've used Impacting Millions ourselves, and we're huge believers in it. And the pitch templates, like I literally took module 5's pitch templates, email pitch templates, and tweaked it to be my own words, and I sent it off to Forbes, and it got approved in 5 days. Like that's the power of implementing the stuff that she provides. And also Selena knows what she's talking about. She's been doing this for over a freaking decade. You know, she's really honed the skills. And so we are proud supporters of this. So this is our bonus experience. I'm so freaking excited about it. It's the only bonus experience dedicated to helping you get known for what you do, land the media opportunities of your dreams, grow an audience of believers, and get paid really effing well for it, friends. Like that is our whole purpose of this bonus experience. And truly, one thing we're big believers is like publicity doesn't matter if it doesn't lead to profit. And so publicity to profit is the focus of how we hope to support you inside this.
And we just talked about that. You know, like the more revenue that your business makes just means it's an indicator of more value that you're providing the world.
Yeah.
If someone's willing to spend money on your products and services, then it just means that like they're going to take it more seriously. They're going to be held more accountable. You're literally paying you with value. They're paying you with the money that they have because they believe in you and they want to take it seriously.
So this is over at screwthe95.com/millions. So you can be notified via FB message, or like we've been talking about, we're opening up free calls. If you aren't sure how you could get a massive ROI from this program, let us talk to you about it. We just want to make sure that we support you in the best possible way. So this is our bonus experience. This is Selena looking all cute and fierce. And this is just a bit of info and like why we love Impacting Millions, or why we hand-heart it. And this is the real piece de la resistance. How would you say that? You love pretending you're French.
That's it. Piece de la resistance.
Okay. Obviously. Okay, so like I said, our bonus experience is designed to help you get known and get freaking paid for what you do. So here's how it breaks down. Day 1 only. If you are one of the first 25 people to join us in here, there's only a limited amount we can do. Otherwise, we'd be coaching till our freaking eyes bleed. So we have opened up. We don't do any one-on-one coaching, or let alone 2-on-1 coaching. We have opened up 25, or will be opening up 25 private 2-on-1 coaching calls with Josh and myself. And like I said, this is limited to the first 25 people who join us.
Let me jump in there a bit as well. So the big thing, what's really important when you take up that first day too, is we're going to send you a survey for you to take, and we want you to take that survey really important. Seriously? Importantly. We take that really seriously, because the last thing what we want to do is we get on the call and we've got that time where it's like, Jill and I've already prepped everything, we're already aware of everything that's going on right now in your business, so we can just go bam, 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 here's what you should do, and here's how you're going to get fast results.
Yeah, like I don't want to brag, but like I really believe we are really freaking good at helping people get results. Like, not to brag, I just really believe that. Like I know we can help you 10x your investment, no freaking problem. Like that's not even something I'm concerned about. So that is why we wanted to do these 2-on-1 calls, because we really, our success is your success, or your success is our success, really is what I mean. And truthfully, nothing lights us up more than people who make shit happen. Like, and so we can transition employees to entrepreneurs. Here's the big kahuna that I'm really excited about. And look, it's Adrian. Okay, so we have never done a free bonus event, and we are so excited to kick it off. So we have a 1-day in-person mastermind event featuring this guy, Mr. Entrepreneur on Fire, John Lee Dumas. He's a great friend of ours. Kate, his partner in all things business and life. She is his integrator. She makes everything happen at EO Fire, and he essentially protects and serves QBR. That is his main role: face, invoice, and money. That's John. So they are going to be joining us. And then Adrian. So like we said, Adrian is the brains behind Clockwork, and she is so gifted in all things productivity, efficiency, and helping you maximize your business and time.
So one of the things that we wanted to do with this bonus experience, with this event, is we thought about, we're like, okay, you know, we want to focus, we want to bring somebody in who's really good at publicity. And you actually see, like John will be mentioned like a bunch of times by Selena as well. And so he's just really good at this, right? I don't know, he just has this like ability to just spread a huge message. I mean, his podcast is like over 1 million downloads per month right now. And so that was like one part of it we wanted to bring in and sort of talk about. But the second part of it was, well, what happens when you actually start getting a lot of publicity? Because here's the thing that we've seen, right? There are people who get tons and tons of publicity, but they're complete messy behind the scenes. Yeah. Or like they don't know how to turn that publicity into revenue. They don't know how to like operate a business properly. And so Adrian actually, she does, by the way, she does workshops. Her workshops are $5,000 for her workshops. And she's going to come in and she's going to be covering a lot of the information that she covers in her workshops, in her talks as well. And you're going to get to rub shoulders with her as well and to ask her questions. So it's like, if you're wanting to like figure out what your brand promise is, you're not clear on that, you want to figure out what your QBR is, you're not sure about that, then of course, you can actually talk to her and she can actually give you advice and tips specifically on what that would be. On top of that, I just thought about this right now, but for the first day, I'm just going to add this in because I want to, and I'm going to do it. On the first day, anyone who joins through our Impacting Millions experience, we're also going to send you out a copy of Clockwork as well.
Yes,
so we're going to send you out a copy of Clockwork. That's for the people who buy it on the first day, people who join on the first day, we're going to send you out a book of Clockwork there as well.
Because it will most certainly transform your business. Like if you've ever wondered like why you can't get shit done, or why you feel like you're spending so much time working and yet nothing really seems to get done, this is going to rock your freaking world. And can I just say, like, a lot of people bonus shop, right? Like bonus shopping is a thing that people do now.
Yeah, let's
I totally get it.
And
it's how you maximize your ROI from a program. I think it's actually really freaking smart, and we fully encourage it. It makes everyone step up their game, and it allows us to really, serve you guys in our best possible way. And that's why we wanted to do this one-day experience, because we really wanted to be intentional with it. So the whole day is a mastermind designed to help you make more money and have more time. That's it. Those are the two big things that we serve with this bonus experience. Make more money, get noticed, get more publicity, and have more time in your business.
Totally.
Brooke said, I bonus shop. Oh, just kidding. I was going to say, smart of you too.
It's normal. Like, it's a normal thing.
I bonus shop.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, our goal each time is, well, how do we create the best bonus experience? Like, that's literally our goal in web promotion too. You say, well, how can we create the best bonus experience? Because if we create the best bonus experience, then more people will sign through us, and we'll get better results.
And everyone that we get to work with will have a great experience because we get to bring our A game.
So that's the first time. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Second one.
Group mentoring. So this group that we're all in, this pop-up group, closes April 3rd, and anyone who doesn't join is removed, except our bonus members. So one thing we're really focused on, and we know that really served our, we did a bonus experience for Business by Design, and we had an 8-week group. And it was too long. People started dropping off. But the magic was the first 4 weeks. People showed up to every single call. They asked great questions. Everyone was engaged. Everyone was implementing. And so we want to really amp that up. So we have 4 focused weeks where we're all yours. We're going to be doing live Q&A. We're going to be doing group coaching. We're going to be going through the program with you so that you can implement it. One of the things we refuse to do is just sell programs that people aren't going to use. That is not what we're all about. Like, I feel like by being in this bonus group or in this pop-up experience with us, you know that we give a shit, right? Like, we care that you get results. And so we do not want you to just buy another course and have it sit in your inbox. We want to help you implement it so that you get the media opportunities of a freaking lifetime.
Actually, we want to go beyond that, Jill. So a lot of
You're
people,
throwing a lot of wrenches in here right now.
well, a lot of people they'll kind of like, they'll say, okay, it's good enough if I get everyone to like watch the videos, of course. That's what most people will kind of say. That's not good enough for us. It's not. What is good enough for us is if you guys not just go through the course, watch videos, that kind of stuff, but we're actually going to be setting objectives for you guys to accomplish, which is like, we need you to send out X number of pitches, X number of pitches, this kind of stuff. So it's not just, we're not just holding you accountable to watch videos. They don't watch videos. Okay, you can go watch videos, fine. We're actually going to hold you accountable as far as doing the necessary work to get results. Because, you know why we do this? The reason why we do it is twofold. One, because we just care that you actually get results. Because the more results you get, the better we are serving our brand promise, which is actually helping you transition even more into a successful, satisfied entrepreneur. But the second reason why is more of a selfish reason. It's this: if you get better results, right? If you get really good results, then you'll probably talk to other people about how it was such a good experience working with us and the results that you got. And so then in the future, that's actually going to help us grow our business as well. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. And that's why we take this stuff very seriously. Our work begins the minute this 4-week group mentoring experience starts. That's when our work begins with us.
And also with our live event, like, we didn't just choose speakers on a whim. We chose speakers who are no bullshit. Like, they are direct. They get people results. They're very intentional choices on our part, because this is not an event where you just come take a selfie with an influencer. No freaking way. Like, not a chance. It is designed for action, clarity, and results. I just want to say that. I'm getting a little fired up right now. I'm on my second coffee of the day, and I've got a lot to say.
The first one was just instant coffee, so it's like, wake up.
All right, so bonus 3, steal the Forbes pitch I sent to land this opportunity in Forbes magazine, or Forbes.com, I should say, which has now led to us being approached by entrepreneurs, publishing arm, to be involved in one of their upcoming books. And again, that just happened 36 hours ago. Like, Forbes just went live, and already that opportunity has landed in our inbox this morning, like our nighttime, because we're on a wonky time zone, but you know what I mean. You get my pitch, and it's not just like a, hey, Kathy, heard that you're looking for content. It's like,
hey, Kathy, I'm really cool.
Hey, Kathy.
Do you want to interview me?
I'm the co-founder. I'm screwing the night. Like,
course.
it's a very intentional, well-thought-out pitch that I copy and pasted from inside Impacting Millions, tweaked to be my own, and then sent. You can have it. And then just edit it to be your voice. That way you don't have to think about it so much, and you can just, again, get into action.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to answer a lot of these cues that we have coming in. I just want to talk about getting pitch slapped. So bonus number 4 for us is a 60-minute pitch slap masterclass with the Impacting Millions media coach. Her name is Linnea Floyd, and her entire masterclass with us is to review and finesse your pitches. That way, you're not just like, I don't know what to say. Like, she's going to help you craft a compelling pitch that lands easy yeses.
So this comes back to the point of like asking as well. You know, like we said ourselves, like, what is, you know, how do we create a really good bonus experience here? So we reached out to Selena, who was asking questions. And she mentioned, Linnea, she mentioned she has this media coach or this pitch coach essentially. And so we just asked her, we just said, we should do a masterclass with us. And she's like, I don't know. So we followed up with her. She's like, I'll ask her. She wrote back. She's like, yeah, I'll do that. So as far as I know, I think we're like the only ones who've actually put ourselves out there to get Linnea to actually do a class with our group, which I think is pretty cool. It's just like, it's like one of those like unfair advantages I think a lot of people have.
Sure.
And it's a chance for you to kind of get on. And like, so she's going to it's going to be like very interactive. So it's going to be like, you know, you get to like send through ideas and stuff you have, whatever, and she can kind of give you real-time feedback there as well. So that way it's like,
and I think it'd be good if we pre-submitted some stuff.
Yeah. We'll definitely get people to pre-submit a lot of things.
Also,
so then you can look at it and then just be like, you know, like, Brooke, I like this idea, but I think I would change it to this.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So I think that would be probably a lot more powerful.
Yeah. So all of this happens like once you guys have gone through, like the last thing we wanted to do is fire hose you with information because you're going to get into impacting millions. When you join, you get module 0 and 1 straight away, and then the rest is stripped out so that there's not this like mass overwhelm. But I just want to kind of show you guys through impacting millions, more specifically my favorite piece of impacting millions. But quick, I just want to answer some of these cues. Brooke said, when is your live event? So Brooke, if you're just joining us, Brooke is talking about our 1-day in-person mastermind. It is August 26th. So tons of time to plan. We'll be releasing a ton of information on how to maximize this bonus experience, or excuse me, this in-person day.
By the way, Toronto's like,
and it's in Toronto, sorry.
yeah, it's in Toronto. Toronto's actually a really good city, really accessible city to fly into as well.
It's a major hub.
Yeah, and when you get, so like we had a live event in Vancouver, but Toronto's actually a lot better because the transportation in Toronto's a lot better. There's way more places for accommodation and like that kind of stuff. It's a much more eclectic kind of city too. And I think there's just like a lot more to kind of do there, and it's a lot more accessible for most people. We sort of found, we talked to a lot of people that like Vancouver was like more expensive as far as flights go, but Toronto is like really affordable because it's a really well-traveled city. So,
oh my God, it's Brooke's birthday month and it's her 26th birthday.
Whoa.
If that's not serendipity, I don't know what it is. Okay, so let me show you inside my favorite piece of impacting millions. So the resources, like yes, modules are so great, right? Cool. But the resources, guys, look at all this. You'll never need anything else when it comes to media. Like, let me just walk you through it. So obviously you get the modules, right? We've gone over that. You also get a year of media mentoring. So every month, Selena has a media mentor come in, and they are someone from the media, editors, decision makers, contributors, pitch coaches. Like they are people designed, the 416.
the 6.
They are people designed for really intentional purposes to help finesse your pitches so that you can continue to get out there. It's not just like this one and done situation where you're like, yay, I sent one podcast pitch and I didn't land it. You know, like it's designed to not only get you guest posts and podcast interviews, but get you big publications, get you magazine features, and ultimately TV. Like that is the kind of level of exposure we're going to be working you up to. So like Selena's always talked about this publicity pyramid, our goal is to help you land at the top of the top of the publicity pyramid so that you're hitting mainstream. So let's just go through some of this. So yes, we're talking about discovering your perfect media opportunities, creating your dream media list, how to find their contact information, how to build relationships. This is one of my faves.
One of the things I really like about how she put the resources together is like a lot of times when I joined a program, it's like it's been hard to like find the kind of resource I've wanted. And so like for example, let's say that you're wanting to let's say like you're wanting to do like press releases. No, let's do better than that. Let's say you're wanting to
well, like,
do like a media buy.
Yeah, I was just
so
going
it's
to say
like, okay, let's just like click into this and see some examples of how the media buys. So it just kind of makes it a bit easier for you to be like, well, what am I looking for right now? Jump into the resources and then find that specific one and then just use it.
Yeah, and so let's keep going. So module 3, guest posting, like how to pitch them so that you get easy yeses, how to connect with VIPs. Like if there's one thing Selena is really good at, she's a super connector. She has relationships with some of the biggest people in our space. How to get comments for your guest post so that you actually get to maximize and get to make a great impression on that person who has the website that you just guest posted for.
This is a big one. We did that exercise the other day, and people kind of like shot through their topic ideas and stuff like that. And we sort of jammed on like more interesting, like attention grabbing headlines.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of the ones you've seen here are kind of like, I think the point of it is to get you sort of thinking like, okay, if I'm struggling to come up with a good headline, go in there, take a look at some examples, and see if your topic lines up with one of the headlines in there. And you kind of like you can sort of chop and change it.
Here's another one: author bios. I'm telling you, if you're gonna write guest posts, the last thing you want to do is write some weak ass author bio.
How many people like write bios where they're just like, Josh Stanton is the co-founder of Screw the 9 to 5. He helps people screw their 9 to 5. So like, what does that mean?
He likes pugs. Okay, great. This is going to show you how to be really intentional with your author bios so that it actually leads to people coming to your site.
That's where you get the clicks. That's where you get the clicks right there.
All right, so module 4. I love this. Pitching podcasts, how to be sure you're prepped for podcast interviews. There's a case study here, how to leverage your podcast interviews for actual business growth, how to cultivate relationships, and how to promote it. Like the last thing you want to do is get a podcast interview with someone and then not properly promote it. And then when you go for an ask, like one thing I always do with podcast interviews that I do is typically after every single podcast interview, the host will always say, how can I support you? And I say, I'm just looking to get on more interviews. Do you know anyone that would want to have me as a guest? And so when I properly promote my podcast interview on their show, they're more willing to go to bat for me and make more intros to get me on more interviews, more podcasts. And my reach continues to expand, which continues to serve our QBR.
This is a big one right here. I think a lot of people avoid building a relationship with their host too. They kind of sit down and
they feel nervous.
Do the interview, and then it's like, there's no relationship being built there. And so this year we'll kind of walk you through a bit of a process for like how to kind of cultivate it. And there's some things you can do in the lead up to your interview as well, just to start the conversation. Because let's say like you're a couple of days out from your interview, right? That person is already thinking they're going to be interviewing you in a couple of days. They're already thinking about you. So it's the perfect time for you to kind of reach out and say, hey, I'm really excited for interview together. Is there anything that like I should bring, anything I should know? You just like start the process, start the conversation back and forth. So that way when you get on, they actually like take it more seriously because they're like, well, I've been chatting back and forth with this person for a while, and you end up having a much more free flowing interview as well. Module 5.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just making notes. Okay, module 5. This is what I used. Boom, right here. This is where I got my Forbes pitch template. I just went in here. I went into the templates. And I just stole one of these, the shape one. I think it was the shape one. And I loved how they broke down multiple topics and like why that topic was a good fit.
Yeah.
And I just copy and pasted it. And I included some other sources of proof, which I'll show you when you have my pitch template. And that's all I did. I literally copy and pasted this template and I made it my own and I hit send. That's it. It was so easy.
It's going to be really fun
module 5.
over those 4 weeks. like people are going to be able to submit their pitches in that group too. So not just like us are looking at it, but like everyone else who's been to Impacting Millions is also looking at it too. And so you can get some positive feedback or some useful feedback when you're actually like setting those through in the group. I think it's gonna be kind of fun to sort of see how people can be creative in their pitches a little bit too.
Sorry, I need to make another note.
Okay.
Another thing is, I love this, like how to develop story ideas. And Selena's going to have, you'll hear about this coming up when she opens enrollment, but she's doing a whole live workshop on story ideas, like how to find really compelling story ideas. She's also doing one on messaging. So when you don't really know how to phrase what you do or why it matters or how you help people, there's a whole lab dedicated to this.
One of the things we talked about the other day, or last week it was, we talked about Harrow, which is help a reporter out. If you guys remember, I think it was actually the first live that we did in the group. And so this is how she's just using Harrow as well. So you need to go through that. So if you're looking to use Harrow, just go through this.
Yeah. And I love this, like how to follow up, right? The magic happens in the follow-up.
Yeah.
So I love this in such a big way. So I use this, and then you would follow up with this if you don't hear back within a few days.
This is pretty.
I love it. And then pitching your products to magazines and blogs. Like if you have a physical product or an in-person service or something like that, there's such a great way. And that's why I love this as well, sharing your product or service with the media.
Real quick, it's lifetime access, right?
Yeah,
so
lifetime access to this.
Which means to the program, which I'm assuming also means, and we'll confirm this for sure, but anytime there's like new things on, because
updates,
when there's updates, there's new resources come out.
You get it,
right? And so if you just kind of think, okay, I want to do publicity ongoing in the future because I see the value and the importance of it, then I would like have like a bookmark, bookmark this all the time. So anytime you go and do anything, you're just like, all right, I want to check out the resources. What resources do I have? Go through
100%. And then there's the holy grail, right? TV. So we've been saying like, you don't just start your business and then pitch TV. Like that's not how you want to do it.
Hey, Oprah.
Hey. Because you need to really get your message tight and right? Like you don't want to get on TV and kind of blank and not have snappy sound bites or not really know how to deliver your message. That's why when you're ready for TV, I love Module 6. So TV is a goal I have for this year. But I had that goal because I've been doing all my other interviews since 2013. So I finally feel like I'm ready to get the F out of my own way.
Does anyone here in the comments, anyone like want to get on TV? By the way, I'm just like really interested. If someone like has on their minds like that getting on TV is something that is on their radar.
It's certainly on mine. So I'm sure it's on other people's as well. Just watching the chat, I know that we have a bit of a delay. But here's what I love: how to determine which shows you should pitch, or TV pitch examples, or how to prepare for your TV interview. Megan has goals of TV. White Dove has goals of TV. Examples of talking points for a TV segment. Because like I said, you typically only have a few minutes. It's not like you have 30 minutes. You have 2 to 4, maybe 5 if you're lucky, and you need to get some succinct, snappy points across in a limited amount of time. And when your nerves are going, it can be really easy to fill that with ums and ahs and like these filler words that detract from the message. I love this resource section because it shows you how to keep things hot, snappy, tight, and right, and how to ace your interview. I love it.
I haven't actually come across anyone teaching like how to like get TV and how to actually show up on TV as well. This is probably the only section I've kind of seen on this before.
Yeah, because most people don't know how, but I mean, Selena